Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely Monday afternoon. It is September 22nd. I guess some people are calling it the first day of fall, although, I don't know. 94 degrees. What's the real feel? Feels like 101. Doesn't feel much like fall out here, but I guess I'll just have to take your word for it. Everyone that's living in much more reasonable conditions. Welcome. I am Davey Deathray. We're going to cover some news here today, guys. Just a couple things. One that's one of the bigger things out there. Another little tidbit, and then something that comes from a smaller corner of a previous life I lived that I'm very excited to bring up here as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. It was a good one for me. I got in quite a bit of fun and quite a bit of work, and here we are ready to cover some horror movie news and some other kind of horror news as well. And I guess before we get into all of that, I would like to say what's up to everyone here. Thank you so much for joining me, by the way. It looks like we have about 20 people watching. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. It really does help kind of shoot the word out there to YouTube that people are tuning in for this thing and watching, so it'll help bring in more people. Maybe we'll get some new folks here, in addition to all of the regulars. Thank you so much to all the Patreon members, all the YouTube channel members, our amazing group of Death Squad mods. You guys are awesome. For those of you who are watching after the fact, thank you so much for tuning in. It really does help give the live stream another little boost, a second life, as it were, especially for a channel that's relatively small like this one. And speaking of being a relatively small channel, we are at, let's see what the sub count is, 1,761. We are trying to reach 2,000 subscribers before Halloween. If that happens, I will host a live stream on Halloween evening dressed as the Alpha from 28 years later. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna get there, but you guys could prove me wrong. How about that? You could prove me wrong. Really quick, before I say hi to everyone, I just want to take care of a couple quick things. I do have a super chat goal out there. I always put these out there, so by no means is it a requirement or anything like that. I don't get sore if you guys don't fulfill the goal. It's basically like, hey, I'll do this extra thing, and if you want me to do it, then there you go. And you guys have been really great about supporting the channel through super chats and everything. So really do appreciate you guys. This time around, we've got about 2 hours left. It'll be for a watch party here on YouTube, because certain people that either aren't interested in the Discord or for whatever reason can't take part in those public watch parties on Discord, which, by the way, are amazingly fun. So come on over to the Discord server and join us. It is absolutely free. If you're a channel member, you get some extra stuff. If you're not a channel member, you get the benefit of these super chat goals. So like last night I hosted, there was a members only watch party for Scream, but after that we hopped on over to the public channel and just impromptu, without even having planned it, watched the new Shudder film Night of the Reaper that just dropped on the 19th. So I'll talk a little bit about that movie here in a few minutes. But anyways, the super chat goal this time around, guys, if we get 5 super chats that are $5 or more, I will host a watch party right here on YouTube of the dreaded Scary Movie. That's right. I will watch Scary Movie for you guys. I think it's absolutely terrible. I think the second movie's okay. I don't think these movies are funny. I love like the Naked Gun and Hot Shots and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not a Scary Movie fan. It's just like about as sophomoric as you can get. Even if they came out when I was like 14 or 15, and I don't think they were that much further after that, but even if they came out when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, I don't think I would have thought it was funny. I grew up on way better versions of potty and sexual humor. I'll say that. But I will watch it for you guys if we reach our super chat goal. So there you go. And then other than that, we've got a poll in the chat as well that says, which movie do you want as our next Discord watch party? So that'll be a public watch party. I haven't seen any of these movies listed here. So let's just go ahead and do chronological for fun. The Hills Have Eyes from 1977, The House by the Cemetery from 1981. That's a Lucio Fulci film. Hatchet from 2006, or Hereditary from 2018. Out of the first 20 votes, it looks like Hatchet is the winner with 60%. I'll keep that open for a little bit. I'm going to say what's up to you guys here in the chat, and then we'll kind of get rolling with everything. How about that? All right, we got Shot by Shot, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Shot by Shot? Hope you are doing well. Chester Franklin Jr., what's happening, Chester? We got Lamontre, yo Lamontre. We got Antonis Andriotis. How's it going, Antonis? We got our guy Adrian James in the chat. How are you doing, Adrian? We got King Matthew the Third. What up? Let's see what else we got going here. I might star that chat there, King Matthew, since we're not talking that topic quite yet. We got Amanda Mendoza, one of our great channel members, jumping on in. What's happening, Amanda? Hope you are doing well. Holy cow, you guys. Jason Voorhees is back. How about it? Says, I'm finally back from my lake. The chains were a bit tighter. All right. Well, Jason, really, I think you showed up. The first time you showed up was when we were doing our slasher villains. So hopefully we see you again sometime soon. I got to put one of those together for this week. Let me know in the chat, guys. Do you want me to break down like creature feature villains, or do you want me to jump into the bigger franchises and start covering those as since we're going into spooky season? Maybe I need to do that, because we only have like 5 weeks until Halloween, so I've really got to start cooking here with this live spooky season stuff. We got Richard J. Skorentke in the chat here. What's happening? Says, hello, gay first live on a live stream. Always down to talk some Scream 7. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're going to get into some of that news here that just dropped the other day. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Gory Tiger. What's happening, Gory? We got Ashton Luck. What's happening, Ashton? We've got Dean Renner, a triple threat, one of our Patreon members, YouTube channel members, and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Dean? So good to see you. We got Brett from Good Real Hunting, back from his vacation, Bald Head Island. Don't even know where it is, but hopefully you had a great time there, Brett. Hopefully you did. Let's see here. We got Todd Bound in the chat, one of our great channel members. How you doing, Todd? So good to see ya. We got Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music. What's happening, Corey? Always a pleasure to have you jump on in, my guy. Hopefully you're doing well out there. We got Gene Whitcomb in the chat. What's happening, Gene? So good to see ya. We got Gina from My Chunky Jordy. Gina, I hope your appointment goes well tomorrow. Get some good rest, and I'll say some prayers for you and put all the positive juju out in the universe for you as well. We got Mika from Double Feature Podcast. Guys, Mika and Kira are going to be on Late Night with the Davey this Wednesday. I know, it's just in 2 nights. I used to be better about planning all this stuff, but you know what? You guys, it's your fault. You conditioned me. Because even if I go live on a whim, like right now, we still have a pretty decent audience. So I'm letting you guys know right now, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, or about, I'll start the show at about 9 p.m. Eastern. About 15 minutes after that, we'll bring on Mika and Kira. We're still working out what we're going to talk about, but it's spooky season. I'm sure we're going to find something great for you guys. We'll talk to them a little bit about their lives and their channel and everything like that. If you are not yet subscribed to Double Feature Podcast, go on over there. Give them a gander. This is what I say, guys, is if somebody recommends somebody to you, just give them a sub. Let them pop up in your feed. Check out a few videos. If it's not for you, fair enough, right? But subscribing is free, so why the heck not? Yeah, we had some rain last week. Holy shit, Todd. It was really, really scary, actually. I had to drive in some of it. I've never driven in a more horrifying rainstorm. We got T. Parker Evans saying, ew, just joking. Entertainment Weekly just confirmed Hayden Panettiere involvement in Scream 7 hasn't been confirmed. So they're confirming that it's a non-confirmation. Is that what's going on? Well, here's what I'll do, T, is I will still cover this news, and I'll just mention that as a potential caveat that, this could end up not working out. But yeah, thank you for the heads up. I appreciate that. We got Tara Brewer in the chat. What's happening, Tara? So good to see ya. We got Dean Renner dropping a membership chat. Guys, Dean's been a member for 11 months. Amazing. Davey, your mic, bro. Switch to your normal mic. StreamYard isn't using it. That is so weird. Thank you for the heads. Hopefully this sounds better. I don't know what the deal is with StreamYard, guys. On Internet Explorer or Edge or whatever they call it, it's perfect. It always knows that I want to use this microphone. For whatever reason, on the Brave browser, every now and then, I don't know what the hell that was. Every now and then it fucks shit up and it just wants to use the built-in microphone, even though I'm hearing this microphone here in my headphones. It's very bizarre. Appreciate the heads up before we got into the real meat of the stream there, Dean. Thank you so much. And thank you for 11 months of channel membership. Yowza. And speaking of which, Brett from Good Real Hunting's been a member for a year now, celebrating 12 months of channel membership. Thank you so much, Brett. Guys, I'm putting together some fun stuff for the people that have been here for a year or more. I'm going to have like a special card for you guys just when we do our thanks and everything. So really appreciate you. All the movies in your poll I've never seen, so I can't vote. Well, you can vote on which one you'd be more interested in, because you'd be able to watch the movie for the first time as well, Gene. So if there's one of those movies that sounds more interesting, or maybe you've heard something about it, you know, you can feel free to vote. Trust me, plenty of people vote without the education that would be recommended when it comes to voting on much more important things in their lives. Thank you so much for the reminder there, Gina, and for using your 13-month membership chat to say, don't forget to send the like button some love, people, please. Wow, 13 months of channel membership. Thank you so much, Gina. Really appreciate you. And that's just a reminder there, guys, for you channel members. Every month of membership, you get a membership chat where we can shine a spotlight on it, celebrate how long you've been a member, and, you know, and it pops up like a super chat. It's really fun. So it's a super chat that you've essentially paid for through your awesome membership. Thank you so much. Anna Faris and Marlon Wayans fans unite. There you go. Yeah, I think they're both really bad at being funny, both of those people. There are some funny people in these movies. I don't particularly enjoy Anna Faris or Marlon Wayans as comedic performers. Anna Faris is okay in Just Friends. She's okay in that movie. Marlon Wayans is a great dramatic actor. He's the anti-funny to me. He's just the opposite of funny. We got Matt Facci in the house. What's happening, Matt? Hope you are doing well. One of our great Death Squad mods and a really good friend. A really good friend. Make a custom Camp Crystal Lake sign made for Part 6 Camp Blood. Well, we could do that. You could. Hey, feel free to send me something, Jason. Feel free. I will take that. We got Davey James in the chat, says he can't stay. Wanted to say hi to everyone. Well, you can always check in on replay, Davey. Thank you for jumping in. We got Destiny Faulkner in the house. What's happening, Des? So good to see you. Des, correct me if I'm wrong. You are the Grave Encounters fan, right? The other day I covered that news about Justin Long and Kate Bosworth producing and being part of the reboot, and I'm pretty sure it was you that said you really enjoyed that movie. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong there. And let's see who else. We might be all caught up. Looks like we are. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Yes, put on your thinking caps later on. I'll hit you ladies up about this later on. I've got some ideas brewing. So there we go. Okay, guys, looks like we are all caught up except for... Who did I miss? Oh my God, my mouse is driving me nuts. What's happening, Lido? How are you doing, man? Says, hi, Davey and all chatters, lifting weights, so I'm just going to be listening and watching, but I wanted to say hi to all since it's been a while. Hope you are doing well. Also, Lido, always a pleasure to see you. We got Mike Baum in the chat. There we go. Destiny says, I love Grave Encounters. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, Marlon Wayans is, if I'm dying of laughter, just bring in Marlon Wayans and have him try to make me laugh. He will cure my death from laughter. He definitely will. Yeah, he's okay in him. I think that Tyreek Withers is still better. But yeah. Okay, guys, so I've said hello to everyone. There's 22 of y'all hanging out here. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Okay, couple quick things.
because apparently I'm not talking about it enough. Guys, the Discord is awesome. Link is in the description. It's a great way to get closer as a community, just to keep in touch throughout the week. And even though we're doing some exclusive membership stuff over there, we are also doing some public watch parties, and we're even doing them kind of impromptu sometimes. So every now and then it's because you guys helped reach a super chat goal, but we also just, you know, get a wild hair up in us and go live. For example, on Saturday night, I was at work, but I saw that Erica went live, and they did a double feature watch party of House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. And the cool thing about that is the movie's displayed on the screen, so you can listen and watch wherever you are. You don't have to have a copy or line up your own version or find a stream or anything like that. That's the cool thing about the Discord. And if you're a member, you just get extra content. Whereas most of the time when we go live over there with a watch party, it's because a super chat goal has been reached. So just keep that in mind. The Discord is free and it's a lot of fun. And then for you channel members, check the community tab on the YouTube page here, because there is a 15% off promo code on the Fourth Wall shop for you. So for the Patreon members and the channel members, you guys can use those, or use that code for 15% off, which is a screaming deal. There's a whole bunch of really fun merch up on the Fourth Wall shop. That link is in the description as well. So check us out over there. Grab something while you can. Some of that spooky stuff is going to go middle of next month. It might leave because you're going to want it for spooky season. So I might sort of take it off. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll leave it through October just to be a nice guy. I guess I could be a nice guy about it. A couple other things I want to talk about before we get into the horror movie news. Yes, I saw the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. Had some people send that one to me, and I enjoyed the first couple seasons of Mandalorian. Well, I really enjoyed the first season. The second season started to kind of tail off for me, and I don't think I watched anything beyond that. I gave up on Disney Plus years ago. So I'm not like a recent, like, I'm not giving them up for Jimmy Kimmel or anything like that. I gave them up years ago because I could tell that the TV shows were getting worse, and they don't want me there as a fan. They've made it very clear that because of the way that I look, my age, and what's between my legs, that they're not very interested in having me be there to support their projects. So yeah. But I will say this about the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. It looks okay. It definitely looks like it's for kids, which is fine. I really love the music. I'll say that. Now, I mean, I don't really get an idea of what the story's really about. They just like kind of show you some stuff that happens, but there's no real inkling as to what the actual story is going to be there. But I really enjoyed the music. That's the one thing that stood out to me about the trailer. But it looks, it looks like what I have come to expect from Star Wars at this point, unfortunately. Like, it looks like it could be cool, but it probably won't be very cool. So those are my thoughts on the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer there. A couple other things, guys. I had some recent first-time watches. So last night I watched The Stuff. You'll remember the other night on Friday when I had Cecil on the live stream, we talked about 5 horror movies that we would like to see get remade, and he had mentioned The Stuff. I had never seen it, so last night checked it out, and I'm very surprised this is an R-rated movie, although I guess there is some head damage. I picked up on certain things that were reminiscent of like The Blob and The Thing and Alien, just like, they're little nods and homages to those movies. I really liked the main character, the Mo, that guy. I thought that actor was super charming, and The Stuff is okay. Like, it's like, I think it's got a lot to say about consumerism and cultish behavior, falling in line, conforming, all of that kind of stuff. So while it's making a comment, I think it's also a movie that's pretty tongue-in-cheek. I looked up the other movies that gosh, what was the director's name? I've already forgotten it. It's just like in my brain and out. But I looked up some of the other movies that he is known for, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy doesn't make, like, they're not the most well-made movies, but I thought The Stuff was pretty fun. So I would say if you haven't seen The Stuff, definitely worth checking out. Like it's a very easy watch. Although the ending was sort of abrupt and odd, I'll say that. The other night on our public watch party, I believe this was last Thursday, we watched Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox is in there as well. And man, Bone Tomahawk, it's a slow burn. It's a Western. I don't know, people consider it like a horror. It definitely has horror elements because of the level of violence, but it's just like an old Western movie with R-rated, near X-rated gore in it. So I wouldn't watch it expecting something like incredibly supernatural as far as like horror goes, but I guess you could sort of call it that because some of the stuff that we see, I mean, this has got a body splitting scene, a crotch to head splitting scene years before Terrifier ever did it. So there you go. There's that. I mean, Kurt Russell's awesome. Patrick Wilson is like, he's serviceable in here. His character is not the most well-drawn character, so he doesn't have as much to work with. But he was good. Matthew Fox to me was kind of the standout because I just know him as like a television actor, but I thought he was really good in this film. So yeah, I would recommend checking out Bone Tomahawk if you haven't seen it yet, especially if you're a fan of Westerns, gore, and or Kurt Russell. And then Night of the Reaper, like I had mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, last night after the members only watch party of Scream, we hopped on over to the public channel and we watched Night of the Reaper, which is a new Shudder film. It's got kind of like the babysitter slasher elements, but there's also something a little bit, more crime drama going on. And I think the basis of the story for Night of the Reaper is pretty good. It got a little long in the tooth for me at about halfway through because some of the characters that I thought were interesting started to feel one note to me. And then, of course, I'm not going to spoil anything. This movie just came out on the 19th, so I don't want to do that. But some of the leaps that the movie asks the audience to make are a bit too far for me, or just like raised a lot of questions. So it felt like an idea for a movie that was a strong idea, and they didn't really know how to like put it all together. But I think it looked really good. I don't think there's anything bad about it. I think Night of the Reaper is certainly worth a watch. It's like an hour and 34 minutes, so it's not gonna sit there and eat away a couple hours of your time and ultimately be unsatisfying like a lot of horror movies can kind of be these days. So I would say if you have Shudder, if you have access to one of those fancy schmancy movie sites where you can watch whatever the hell you want, Night of the Reaper, I would say give it a gander. So that wraps up my recent first time watches, and I'm looking to watch something, at least one new one later on tonight. So how about that? I'm going to catch up with you guys really quick, then we're going to jump into some news, okay? Okay. Let's see here what we got. Oh my goodness, what am I missing? I am like so far behind on the chat, I don't even know. Oh, here we go. There will be a grave encounter this Thursday when me and Danner win this fatal 4-way. What does that mean? What does that mean, Brett? That sounds so dirty to me. I can't even believe I just read it. Davey, I'm having Kane Hodder sign my neck up Part 7 Jason figure at Scarefest. Hell yeah. Hopefully he's nicer to you than he was to me. He was kind of weird to me. Pretty weird. Davey, I bought one of those animatronics from Spirit Halloween. Can't wait to get it as well as the decorations ordered. Nice. Heck yeah. Let's see what we got here. I'm boycotting anything with Pedro Pascal, Doomsday, and Secret Wars aside. I'm worn out on Disney Star Wars Disney makes too many Star Wars projects, aka show and movies nowadays. Well, yeah, Disney's been rough for a while. Yeah, pretty rough for a while. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of this water, and yeah, let's see here. Night of the Reaper was okay. Twist was kind of ridiculous. Night of the Reaper was okay. Took some chances with some twists, but yeah, a little far-fetched. A little? Oh man, some of those I was like, wait, what's going on now? This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into some news, guys. Oh, you know what? Before that, I'm going to close out the poll and get another poll going. Okay, guys, so The next movie we're going to watch here on Discord, it'll be a first-time watch for me. Did you notice these are all H movies? We're going to watch Hatchet. Out of 27 votes, Hatchet got 56% of the votes. Hereditary got 19. The Hills Have Eyes from 77 got 19. And The House by the Cemetery got just 6%. I'll probably watch that one at some point soon anyways, because that actress that is in House by the Cemetery, what is her name? Oh my goodness. I lost it, but she's breathtaking. And it's one of those Fulci hell movies or whatever the hell they call that franchise, that makeshift franchise he's got. Cool. So Hatchet will be the one. All right, that'll kick off the whole Hatchet adventure for me, because I haven't seen any of those movies thus far. And I think I've got some I've got a poll for you here. Oh my goodness, here we go. Do you guys want another poll? Do you just want to jump into the news? I don't even know. I like doing the polls. They're fun. They're interactive, you know? Let's see what we got. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Guys, enjoy the music while I, fill out the poll here. Oh my God. Sorry guys, clearly I'm not on my A game here. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm like totally melting down right now. Okay. I'm unsatisfied with that poll and how it's all going, so I'm just going to move on to the news. Oh, hey! We got Jamie in the house. Jamie, you're here to make everything better, right? And Shot by Shot is back. Guys, Jamie is our OG Death Squad mod and our mama mod and a channel member. I think she's been a member for 13 months now as well. Let's see here. We got Jason from Backtrack Cinema. What's happening, Jason? So good to see you. Okay, guys, fuck all that poll shit. We're just going to get right in the news. How about it? Okay, let's go ahead. Let's hope I can read today. That's what I'm hoping for. And I got everything spelled correctly. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, so yesterday we got word that Hayden Panettiere is returning to the Scream franchise for Scream 7 as Kirby Reed. This one comes to us by way of Alex DiVincenzo over at bloodydisgusting.com. However, I do want to let everyone know, according to T. Parker Evans, who entered the chat just a few minutes ago, he's saying that Entertainment Weekly has reported that this returning of Hayden Panettiere is not yet confirmed. So what we thought was a confirmation is now a non-confirmation or a non-formation. But let's read this story here over at Bloody Disgusting, because it's still possible this gets confirmed within the next couple days. So let's just, read this article with that grain of salt in mind and see what we got. God, she was just smoking in Scream 4 here. Look at her. Holy cow. A damn cutie in Heroes as well, I'll say that. All right, so Alex DiVincenzo's article says, Hayden Panettiere will reprise her role as Kirby Reed in Scream 7, according to Entertainment Weekly. The fan-favorite character was first introduced as the horror-loving sidekick turned survivor in Scream 4. She returned in Scream 6, now an FBI special agent. Entertainment Weekly reports that Panettiere will, quote, team up with Neve Campbell's Sidney Prescott for the latest installment in the slasher saga. Due out February 27th, 2026, Scream 7 is directed by original Scream writer Kevin Williamson from a script by Guy Busick, who also wrote the Scream 5 script and Scream 6 as well. And then they've got some other casting news. We've all seen this casting news here before, so I'll put it up on the screen for you. There you go. And then, of course, we've got our shot of Kirby from the Scream 6 poster there. But that is such a jarringly close image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put us back up on this image. And I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Really, I want to know from the people who are, whether you're a fan of, oh my God, I wasn't even showing the shit on the screen. Oh my God. You guys, I am on one today. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. You're seeing me in rare form. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Here I am on, I'm bringing everything to a goddamn motherfucking screeching halt right now because I'm upset with myself. Here I am 47 and a half days through not having a sip of alcohol, and I'm performing for you guys like I was up all night drinking and like I'm hungover. So my apologies, everyone, but let's just go ahead and reset. So I'm curious to know from, you guys, whether or not you're big fans of Scream 6, big fans of it. Maybe you didn't like it. I'm not a big fan of Scream 6. And I felt like Kirby, while it was great to see her return to the franchise, I felt like it was totally shoehorned in. It really didn't fit for me and what I expected from that character. And unfortunately, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion to talk about this stuff, but I think it's very fair. It looks like Hayden has had work done to her face, and it looks like she has a tough time emoting, which is very, very important for an actor or an actress. So I felt like the performance suffered quite a bit in Scream 6 as well. So I didn't like the script very much, didn't enjoy her performance, although in general, I really do enjoy her, and I love the character from Scream 4. I mean, Scream 4 is my favorite sequel in the franchise, and I don't even think it's close. Like, that's how much I love Scream 4. It's neck and neck with the original film for me in the franchise. So I'm curious to know what you guys think of them bringing Kirby back, how they're gonna, if you didn't like the way they handled her in Scream 6, do you think they're gonna handle the character better? Were you happy with how they handled her and you just want to see more of that in Scream 7? Let me know in the live chat. If you're watching after the fact, let me know down in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we are covering horror news all the time here, whether it's TV, movies, comic books, video games, whatever, as long as it tickles our fancy or piques our interest, we're going to cover it here. So make sure you're subscribed and you've got that notification bell hit so you don't miss a thing. Oh my God, you guys. I'm going to jump into the chat. I need you guys to lift me up because I'm having a terrible fucking stream so far. So hopefully you guys can make me feel a little bit better. It's rough. I should just hit the disconnect button. There it is. Jamie's been a member for 13 months. Thank you so much, Jamie. Really appreciate you. I got to get that badge made for all the people that have been around that long. Yes. Oh, yeah. We've covered all that, Jason. You got to come around to the channel a little more often. Yes, we cover all of this stuff. So, yeah, we talked about that when that broke last week. Usually I cover, I would say like twice a week in general, we cover some horror movie news. And then if something really big drops on like an, out of the blue kind of drop or something on some news, we cover that for sure. So, yeah. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. What else do we got going? Sorry, just a lot of action in the chat here. There you go. Antona says, I'll go a step further and say Scream 4 is my favorite movie in the franchise. I can totally understand that for sure. Yeah. Let's see what else we got going. Yeah, no, it's weird. Like, all day has been fine. I'm making all these weird, stupid mistakes here. Yeah, I really didn't understand her being an FBI agent. It was really odd. It's really bizarre what they did with her in Scream 6. I know. I'm just terrible. What's Davey? Oh, gotcha. I was like, Davey? I'm reading it like Jamaican. Davey. Well, I'm glad you can relate. I'm glad, Amanda. This is an absolute fucking nightmare that's happening on this stream. I feel like Kirby should have been the main character in 5 instead of Sam. I mean, they wanted to like start something new, right? that was another thing with Scream 6 is it was like they kind of started something new and then they dipped back in. I don't know. Scream 6 is definitely the fun slop of the franchise, in my opinion. The Fast and the Furious one. FBI agent doesn't know Richie's family. True. Yeah. Yep. Now I hear you. Okay, guys, we've just got a couple other news stories, and then I'm going to run the fuck away before I embarrass myself even more. Oh, but you guys are amazing. We have 24 people watching right now. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't. And guys, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channel with someone who you think would dig what we do over here. We have a hell of a lot of fun. We are sitting at, let's see here, still sitting at 1761 on the subscriber count. Let's see if we can make something out of this one. Guys, next month I'm planning a big old subathon fundraiser 10-hour marathon stream. So definitely going to want you guys to be sharing that so we can raise some money for the St. Mary's Food Bank and maybe reach our goal of 2,000 subs. Okay, let's jump into this story here. All right, guys, so while Weapons continues its run in the box office, and we've got word on Zach Cregger, taking a stab at the Resident Evil franchise here in the near future, we did get this news bit here from John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting. The headline reads, quote, "I'm pretty excited about it. Zach Cregger confirms Weapons prequel talks." So it doesn't sound like anything's in pre-production quite yet, but they're definitely talking about it. I don't expect this to be the thing he does next. I expect that to be the Resident Evil film, but maybe in 3 or 4 years we get this Weapons prequel. We'll see. Let's check out the article here. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this, and I'm curious to know how you feel about Weapons. It was a movie that I was really looking forward to, and I thought it was going to completely blow me away just based on what I was seeing from the trailer. But ultimately, the third act got a little bit slippery for me and didn't quite land. And so while I enjoyed the movie and enjoyed quite a few of the aspects a lot, ultimately as a whole piece, it didn't really do it for me. But I'm curious to know if you're watching live or watching after the fact. Jump on into the comments. Give me your thoughts on Zach Cregger's Weapons from earlier this year. And let me know if you're interested in a prequel. Let's go ahead and see what John Squires has to share with us there. We got our shot of Gladys as we get down to the article. And it says, it was reported back in August that Zach Cregger's box office hit Weapons was potentially getting a prequel from Warner Brothers and New Line, with the project reportedly centered on the Aunt Gladys character played by Amy Madigan. But how true were those reports? And how does Zach Cregger feel about all this? He opens up in a new chat with Fangoria. Zach Cregger confirms to Fangoria, quote, "It is real and I've been talking to Warner Brothers about it. There's a story and I'm pretty excited about it. It's not bullshit," end quote. He continues, quote, "I was ready. I had it kind of in my pocket before the movie came out," end quote. While this may seem like an idea that's completely out of left field and wildly unnecessary, it's interesting to note that Cregger actually did cut some material from the Weapons script that would have delved a bit into the backstory of Aunt Gladys. It sounds like this Weapons prequel would expand upon the material that would have served as the film's Aunt Gladys chapter. But first up, the next film for Zach Cregger is a fresh take on the Resident Evil franchise, with Cregger directing the horror movie for theatrical release on September 18th, 2026. And guys, in the meantime, Weapons is now available on digital at home. So even if you didn't catch it in the theater, you can catch it now and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Generally, the way I feel about prequels is they're pretty unnecessary. We usually get information that we didn't really need and didn't really ask for and doesn't really do much. That's the general rule when it comes to prequels with me. And also, I will say this. I felt like the more time we spent with Gladys and the more we kind of got to know her, the less scary she became for me. So I don't really need a prequel to this. But I'm curious to know what you guys think, because it sounds like it's going to happen. I mean, this movie was so successful. So I'm really excited for the whole team and excited for Zach Cregger and his career. I mean, nothing's going to stop him at this point. So it's great to see people having success. Whether or not each film hits with me is kind of irrelevant. But I am curious to know what you guys think. So let me know in the live chat. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're covering horror movie news all the time, and TV news, comic books, video games. As long as it's horror related and it tickles our fancy or piques our interest, we're going to cover it right here. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. All right, guys, what do you got for me on the Weapons prequel? What do you have here? Holy cow, we got Eli Cortez in the chat. What's happening, Eli? Boom. Reminding everyone to like and subscribe and sign up for memberships and all that fun stuff, especially now that we're having some really fun membership stuff over on the Discord. Dean says, Weapons? Meh. Prequel? Also, meh. Love Weapons. Give me a Weapons cinematic universe. Laugh out loud, says T. Parker Evans. Yes, everything needs a cinematic universe, hopefully a TV show. Let's just treat every IP like a sponge that must be squeezed to the point of dryness. How about that? Loved Weapons until the third act. It doesn't need a prequel, says Todd. There you go. Let's see what else we got going. Chester says Julia Garner did a good job in Weapons. Yes, I don't think there was a bad performance, really. I think it's just more so the story for me is usually the issue. As much as people want to act like story doesn't, mean much in this day and age. Usually people, if you critique a movie, people think it's something other than the story. They think it's something usually political or something like that. I'm looking at you, Disney, and pushing me away from Star Wars and comic book movies. But we're not going to dive back into that. Check your email for an early screening of Black Phone 2. Huh. Who would that be from, Eli? I don't have anything, Eli. Yeah, who would that be from? Now you have me like searching through my email. Yeah, wild. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. Huh. Weird. Well, again, I'm bringing the stream to a complete halt because I would love to watch Black Phone 2 early if I could. So I'm sorry, guys, for all the dead air and everything. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything in my email. It's already distracting me enough. I'm going to move away from that and get on to the next news story here, because this one's pretty exciting, guys. All right, so there is a new horror novel out there that's making waves, and it's actually, I believe it's the third horror novel from Keith Rosson, who, oddly enough, I don't know if I know Keith well enough to say like we're buddies or whatever, but we definitely ran in a similar kind of group out in Portland, punk rock kids and all that stuff. Keith is not only an amazing author, but a really brilliant visual artist as well. And he was in a band called Neckties Make Me Nervous and did a bunch of really amazing art for a lot of the punk rock bands in the Portland area when I was out there playing music. And now he's been writing these novels and getting the attention of Stephen King, which is something that's been going on. It seems like for a couple years now, King has, recognized Keith's work, and Keith's got a new book here. So even though we haven't really covered many novels here on the channel, since this is somehow like, kind of tangentially connected to a past life of mine for my music days in Portland, I thought this would be great to put a spotlight on this. Keith's books have been selling extremely well. I've been seeing them in the stores and airports and all that stuff, which is incredible. And if you guys are into, horror novels, if you like to read horror stories, I can't recommend Keith's work enough. So let's jump into this article here. This is from John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting, and the headline reads, Stephen King says the new horror novel Coffin Moon is, quote, mind-blowingly good. So there you get an idea of the artwork there, and let's jump into this article. If you're looking for a good horror book to read on the road to Halloween, Stephen King has got you covered with a brand new recommendation here on the very first day of fall 2025. Author Keith Rosson's new horror novel, Coffin Moon, was released earlier this month, and the King of Horror says it's, quote, mind-blowingly good. Stephen King tweets this morning, quote, Coffin Moon, Keith Rosson. This is mind-blowingly good. A horror novel that will keep you awake long after you turn the last page, end quote. So what's it about? Here's the official synopsis for Coffin Moon, which just so happens to be a vampire novel. And King, the author of Salem's Lot, knows a thing or two about vampires. Quote, it's the winter of 1975 and Portland, Oregon is all sleet and neon. Dwayne Miner is back home after a tour in Vietnam. A bartender just trying to stay sober, save his marriage with his wife, Heidi, and connect with his 13-year-old niece, Julia, now that he's responsible for raising her. Things aren't easy, but Miner is scraping by. Then a vampire walks into his bar and ruins his life. When Miner crosses John Varley, a killer who sleeps during the day beneath loose drifts of earth and grows teeth in the light of the moon, Varley brutally retaliates by murdering Heidi, leaving Miner broken with guilt and Julia filled with rage. What's left of their splintered family is united by only one desire, vengeance. So begins a furious, frenzied pursuit across the Pacific Northwest and beyond, from grimy alleyways to desolate highways to snow-lashed plains. Miner and Julia are cast into the dark orbit of undead children, silver bullet casters, and the bevy of broken men transfixed by Varley's ferocity. Everyone's out for blood. And you can grab this one from publisher Random House now. There is a link there on the article. And yeah, like I'd said earlier, King has been praising Keith's work for quite a while. He had previously praised Rosson's Fever House, calling it exciting, suspenseful, and horrifying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this on over. There we go. And yeah, I don't know. Are you guys horror novel readers? Is this the, I'm curious to know, because we talk about movies so much. What other kind of horror media do you guys take in, or do you guys look to? Or, is the fall time of year a good time for you to just want to be able to curl up with something like a good book? If so, I highly recommend checking out Keith's work. Been able to, just casually hang out with him years and years ago. So this was when he was getting, I believe he was getting his writing career going. And it's just been incredible to watch him, blossom as a writer and see this amazing amount of success he's having. It's really, really cool. So yeah, there you go, guys. Keith Rosson, one of my Portland punk buddies, getting praised from the King himself for years now. Go ahead and check this book out, especially if you're a fan of horror literature. And let me know, guys, in the chat, if you're watching live or if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments down below. Let me know some of your favorite horror books. I mean, obviously there's the King stuff that's out there, but maybe there's some kind of sleeper hits on horror literature that we should be checking out. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're covering all sorts of horror news here. TV, movies, books, video games, comics, toys, whatever, as long as it tickles our fancy and piques our interest, we're going to cover it right here on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Okay, guys. All right, we're going to go back to almost full screen Davey. There we are. And it's just going to be me and you guys for a little bit. Oh my gosh. Barely made it through the news, and there wasn't even that much. Holy cow. Let's see here. If King likes it, I'm probably gonna like it. I'll read it. Hell yeah. You're all good, Eli. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. I was like, oh my gosh, am I missing something? Did you text it to me or did you email it to me, Eli? Let me know, because I'm still not seeing it in my inbox there. What else do we have going on here? Currently reading Head Full of Ghosts. All right. I have not heard of that one. Is that one new? Ashton says he read Pet Sematary last year. There you go. Appreciate it, Eli. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I need to get on that, guys. I've been slacking really bad on Twin Peaks, but I have watched 16 first-time movies for me this spooky season already. So most of them are older movies that I haven't yet seen. Actually, all 16 are older, and then I've seen a couple newer ones. You know, Him, The Curse, that kind of stuff. So, and maybe The Black Phone 2. Maybe The Black Phone 2 here in just a little bit. But yeah, guys, this was just, I just wanted to jump on here really quick. I know we have Monday Night Football coming up and all that sort of stuff, so I wasn't looking to spend too long on here tonight. I do have a couple ideas. So I was going to do a pre-recorded video on 5 things that I want to see from Scream 7. That's something that I'm working on. And then I'm curious to know if you guys would, let's see here. I'm curious to know if you guys would like to see, for the next time we do a live tier maker ranking, do you want me to go creature features, like monster villains from creature features, or do you want me to break down, do a live tier maker ranking of, like, we could start by knocking out the big 3, you know, slashers. So we could do a live ranking of a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and then we could do Friday the 13th, and then we could do Halloween. I don't know. What do you guys want from me as far as the next tier maker ranking goes? I'm very curious to know what the live audience has to say about that. Yeah, just let me know. Guys, again, Discord, totally free. Jump on over there. We go live on a whim. It can be really fun. And yeah, I guess that's all I've really got for you. So I will be back on Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, with Mika and Kira from Double Feature Podcast. So make sure you tune on in for that. And guys, tomorrow night, I'm going live over on the Horror Show channel. We're going to do a live review of the finale of Alien Earth. And then we're going to do just like a wrap-up discussion on the whole season and talk about everything. So if you're all caught up on Alien Earth, that's going to be going live tomorrow night. I believe we're looking at 10 p.m. Eastern for that. So keep an eye out for us over on the Horror Show channel, and you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. Thank you so much to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members, and our awesome group of Death Squad mods. You guys are incredible. I love you all so very much, and I will see you soon. So until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.